That was mine.
Start with Ankara. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Gananam tva Ganapatigam Havamahe Kavim Kavinamupamashravastamam Jyeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspatana Shunvannoti Visidhasadanam Mahaganapataye Namaha. Prano Devi Saraswati Vajevirvajinivati Dhinama Vitriyavato Vagdevyai Namaha. Om Tatchayo Vrarunimahe Gatum Yagnaya Gatum Yagnapataye Daivi Swastirastunaha Swastirmanushebhyaha Urdhvanjigatu Veshajam Shanno Astudvipade Chanchatushpade. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sahasrashirusha Purushaha Sahasraksha Sahasraphat Sabhumim Vishvato Vrutva Atyadistadvashangulam Purusha Evedagam Sarvam Yadbhutam Yaccha Bhavyam Utamrutattvasteshanaha Yadannena Tirohati Etavanasya Mahima Ato Jayagascha Purushaha Padosya Vishvabhutani Tripadasya Mrutam Divi Tripadortva Udait Purushaha Padosyeha Bhavat Punaha Tato Vishvang Vyakramat Sashananachane Abhi Tasmad Viradajayata Virajo Adipurushaha Sajato Atyarichata Paschad Bhumimatha Puraha Yat Purushena Havisha Deva Yajnamatanvata Vasanto Atyasīdhājyam Bhishma Idma Sharadhavihi Saptasyasan Paridayaha Trisapta Samida Krutaha Deva Yajnantan Vanaha Abadnan Purusham Pashum Sayagnam Barahishi Praukshanna Purushan Jatamagrataha Tena Deva Ayajanta Sadhya Rushayaschaye Tasmat Yagnat Sarvahutaha Sambhrutam Vrushadhajyam Pashugustagaschakre Vayavyana Aranyan Gramyashchaye Tasmat Yagnat Sarvahutaha ऋचः सामानि जग्निरे छन्दागुंसि जग्निरे तस्मात् यजुस्तस्मादजायत तस्मादश्वा अजायन्त एके चोभयादतः गावोह जग्निरे तस्माज्जाता अजावयः यत्पुरुषं व्यददुः तदिदाव्यकल्पयन् मुखं किमद्य कौ बाहो कावूरुपादा उच्येते ब्राह्मणोऽस्य मुखमासीत् बाहुराजन्यः कृतः ऊरु तदस्य यद्वैश्यः पद्यागं शूद्रो अजायत चन्द्रमा मनसो जातः चक्षुः सूर्यो अजायत मुखादिन्द्रश्चाग्निश्च प्राणाद्वायुरजायत नाभ्या आसीदन्तरिक्षम् शीर्ष्ण्योऽध्यौ समवर्तत पद्भ्यां भूमिर्दिशश्चोत्रात् तथा लोकागम् अकल्पयन् वेदाहमेतं पुरुषं महान्तम् आदित्यवर्णं तमसस्तु पारे सर्वाणि रूपाणि विचित्य धीरः नामानि कृत्वा विवदन् यदास्ते दाता पुरस्ताद्यमुजादहार चक्रप्रविद्वान् प्रदिशश्च तत्रः तमेव विद्वानमृत इह भवति नान्यः पन्था अयनाय विद्यते यज्ञेन यज्ञमयजन्त देवाः तानि धर्माणि प्रथमान्यासन् देहनाकं महिमानः सचन्ते यत्र पूर्वे साध्या सन्ति देवाः अभ्यः सम्भूतः पृथिव्यैरथाश्च विश्वकर्मणा समवर्ततादि तस्य स्पष्टा विदधद्रूपमेति तत्पुरुषस्य विश्वमाजानमग्रे वेदाहमेतं पुरुषं महान्तम् आदित्यवर्णं तमसः परस्तात् तमेव विद्वानमृत इह भवति नान्यः पन्था विद्यते यनाय प्रजापतिश्चरति गर्भे अन्तः अजायमानो बहुधा विजायते तस्य धीरा परिजानन्ति योनिम् मरीचीनां पदमिच्छन्ति वेदसः यो देवेभ्यो आतपतिः यो देवानां पुरोहितः पूर्वो यो देवेभ्यो जातः नमो ऋचाय ब्राह्मये ऋचं ब्रह्मं जनयन्तः देवा अग्रे तदब्रुवन् यस्वैवं ब्राह्मणो विद्वात् तस्य देवा अशन्वशे स्त्रीश्च ते लक्ष्मीश्च पत्न्यो अहोरात्रे पार्श्वे नक्षत्राणि रूपम् अश्विनौ व्याप्तम् इष्टं मनीषाणाम् अमुं मनीषाणाम् सर्वं मनीषाणाम् तच्चयोरावृणीमहे गातुं यज्ञपदये दैवी स्वस्तिरस्तु नः स्वस्तिर्मानुषेभ्यः ऊर्ध्वं जिगातु भेषजम् शन्नो अस्तु द्विपदे चतुष्पदे ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ तत्सत् श्रीरामकृष्णार्पणमस्तु। Repeat after me. ಗುರುವೆ ತಾಯಿ ಗುರುವೆ ತಂದೆ ಗುರುವೆ ತಾಯಿ ಗುರುವೆ ತಂದೆ ಗುರುವೆ ದೈವದಾತಾರ ಗುರುವೆ ದೈವದಾತಾರ ಗುರುವೆ ಬಂಧು ಗುರುವೆ ಬಂದು ದಯಾ ಸಿಂಧು ಗುರುವೆ ಬಂದು ದಯಾ ಸಿಂಧು ಗುರುವೆ ಕೃಪೆಯ ಸಾಕಾರ ಗುರುವೆ ಕೃಪೆಯ ಸಾಕಾರ ಗುರುವೆ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಗುರುವೆ ವಿಷ್ಣು ಗುರುವೆ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಗುರುವೆ ವಿಷ್ಣು ಗುರುವೆ ವರ ಮಹೇಶ್ವರ ಗುರುವೆ ವರ ಮಹೇಶ್ವರ ಗುರು ಪರತರ ಪರ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಗುರು ಪರತರ ಪರ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಗುರುವೆ ಸಕಲ ಆಧಾರ ಗುರುವೆ ಸಕಲ ಆಧಾರ ತಮವ ಕಳೆದು ಬೆಳಕ ತಂದ ತಮವ ಕಳೆದು ಬೆಳಕ ತಂದ ದೀನ ಬಂದು ಗುರುವರ ದೀನ ಬಂದು ಗುರುವರ ಕರ್ಮ ಬಂದ ಪರಿದ ಧೀರ ಕರ್ಮ ಬಂದ ತರಿದ ಧೀರ ನಿನಗಿದೋ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ನಿನಗಿದೋ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ನಿನಗಿದೋ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ನಿನಗಿದೋ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ನಿನಗಿದೋ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ನಿನಗಿದೋ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ जय गणेश जय गणेश पाहि मां जय गणेश जय गणेश पाहि मां श्री गणेश रक्ष मां श्री गणेश रक्ष मां जय गणेश पाहि मां जय गणेश पाहि मां श्री गणेश रक्ष मां श्री गणेश रक्ष मां जय गणेश पाहि मां जय गणेश पाहि मां श्री गणेश रक्ष मां श्री गणेश रक्ष मां श्री गणेश रक्ष मां श्री गणेश रक्ष मां जय गणेश पाहि मां जय गणेश पाहि मां श्री गणेश रक्ष मां श्री गणेश रक्ष मां जय गणेश पाहि मां जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश पाहि मां श्री गणेश श्री गणेश श्री गणेश रक्ष मां श्री गणेश श्री गणेश श्री गणेश रक्ष मां जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश पाहि मां जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश पाहि मां श्री गणेश श्री गणेश श्री गणेश रक्ष मां श्री गणेश श्री गणेश श्री गणेश रक्ष मां जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश पाहि मां जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश पाहि मां श्री गणेश श्री गणेश श्री गणेश रक्ष मां श्री गणेश श्री गणेश श्री गणेश रक्ष मां जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश पाहि मां जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश पाहि मां श्री गणेश श्री गणेश श्री गणेश रक्ष 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 मां So just follow after me. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. 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 Om Sri 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 Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Don't follow this one. घूंघट का पट खोल रे तू है काम मिलेंगे घूंघट का पट खोल घूंघट का पट खोल रे तू है काम मिलेंगे घूंघट का पट खोल घट घट रमता राम रमैया घट घट रमता राम रमैया कटक वचन मत भो मत भो मत भोल रे तुहे राम मिलेंगे घूंघट का पट खोल घूंघट का पट खोल रे तुहे राम मिलेंगे घूंघट का पट खोल रंग महल में दीप बरत है रंग महल में दीप बरत है आसन से मत ढो मत ढो मत ढोल रे तुहे राम मिलेंगे घूंघट का पट खोल घूंघट का पट खोल रे तुहे राम मिलेंगे घूंघट का पट खोल कहत कबीर सुनो भाई साधु कहत कबीर सुनो भाई साधु अनहद बाजत डोल रे तुहे राम मिलेंगे घूंघट का पट खोल घूंघट का पट खोल रे तुहे राम मिलेंगे घूंघट का पट खोल one more don't follow ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಲು ರಾಮ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಲು ರಾಮ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದರು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಶ್ರೀರಾಮಚಂದ್ರ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಲು ರಾಮ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಲು ರಾಮ. ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದರು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಶ್ರೀರಾಮಚಂದ್ರ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಲು ರಾಮ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಲು ರಾಮ. ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದರು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಶ್ರೀರಾಮಚಂದ್ರ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಲು ರಾಮ. ರಾವಣನ ಮೂಲ ಬಲ ಕಂಡು ಕಪಿಸೇನೆ, ರಾವಣನ ಮೂಲ ಬಲ ಕಂಡು ಕಪಿಸೇನೆ. ಆವಾಗಲೇ ಬೆದರಿ ಓಡಿದವು, ಈ ವೇಳೆ ನರನಾಗಿ ಇರಬಾರದೆಂದೆಣಿಸಿ, ಈ ವೇಳೆ ನರನಾಗಿ ಇರಬಾರದೆಂದೆಣಿಸಿ, ದೇವ ಶ್ರೀರಾಮಚಂದ್ರ ಜಗವೆಲ್ಲ ತಾನಾದ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಲು ರಾಮ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಲು ರಾಮ. ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದರು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಶ್ರೀರಾಮಚಂದ್ರ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಲು ರಾಮ. ಅವನಿಗೆ ಇವರಾಮ, ಇವನಿಗೆ ಅವರಾಮ, ಅವನಿಗೆ ಇವರಾಮ, ಇವನಿಗೆ ಅವರಾಮ. ಅವನಿಯೊಳಿ ಪರಿರೂಪ ಉಂಟೆ, ಲವ ಮಾತ್ರದಿ ಅಸುರರ್ ದುರುಳತನದಿ ಕೂಡಿ, ಲವ ಮಾತ್ರದಿ ಅಸುರರ್ ದುರುಳತನದಿ ಕೂಡಿ, ಅವರವರೊಡೆ ದಾಡಿ ಹತರಾಗಿ ಹೋದರು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಲು ರಾಮ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಲು ರಾಮ. ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದರು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಶ್ರೀರಾಮಚಂದ್ರ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಲು ರಾಮ. ಹನುಮದಾದಿಗಳು ಇವನನ್ನು ಅಪ್ಪಿಕೊಂಡು, ಹನುಮದಾದಿಗಳು ಇವನನ್ನು ಅಪ್ಪಿಕೊಂಡು, ಕುಣಿ ಕುಣಿದಾಡಿದರು ಹರುಷದಿಂದ. ಕ್ಷಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಪುರಂದರ ವಿಠ್ಠಲರಾಯನು, ಕ್ಷಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಪುರಂದರ ವಿಠ್ಠಲರಾಯನು, ಕೊನೆಗೊಬ್ಬನಾಗಿಯೇ ರಣದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಂದ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಲು ರಾಮ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಲು ರಾಮ. ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದರು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಶ್ರೀರಾಮಚಂದ್ರ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಲು ರಾಮ. We will sing our final song, Tava Katamrutam, together. Tava Katamrutam Sapta Jeevanam Savibiriditam Kalmashabaham Savanamangalam Srimadatam Krishna bhuvi granantaye Murida jana Tava katamrutam Sapta jivanam Kaliviriditam Kalvashapaham Savanamangalam Srimadatam Krishna bhuvi granantaye Durida jana Oh.
Taking refuge in the holy feet of Sri Sarada Devi, Universal Mother, and Sri Ramakrishna, the teacher of the world, my humble salutation to them forever and ever. Kalyananam Avikalanidhi Kapi Karunya Sima Nitya Moda Nigama Vachasa Mauli Mandara Mala Tampad Divya Madhu Vijayanaha Sannidattam Sadami Shaisha Devi Shakala Bhuvana Prarthana Kamadeva. May Divine Mother, infinite source of all auspicious things, the ultimate abode of compassion, one who is glorified in the Vedas and Vedanta, the divine consort of Sri Ramakrishna, and the unique benefactor of all the worlds, always manifest before me. My humble salutations to you all. The impact of Sri Rama's birthday is still on. Last week, Wednesday, we had Sri Ramachandra's birthday, so we call it as Rama Navami. That is 9th day of the fortnight. So today the story will be based on his life, which is Ramayana, an episode from his life. The word Rama, we need to understand what really the word means. One who keeps the entire living beings happy through his righteous living. So Rama means it is just not the name. It has got a concept behind that. And it also means like one who adhere to righteousness. So we all want to adhere to righteousness, righteous living. So that is the concept behind that name. So in Sanskrit we call Swadharma Anushtana. So that one who adheres to one's own strength and righteousness. So Valmiki, the sage Valmiki, is the author of this epic called Ramayana. So epic and story, there's two difference between, I don't know in English exactly how they are defined. But in Sanskrit, it is called as Itihasa and Purana. Itihasa literally means so it was. Like it is like a live commentary. So when we see TV, the news, we watch news. So the two people who is there, who we see, maybe two or one, they are in that broadcasting center, and they read the news, and we all see through our television. So that is something called itihasa. That incident is happening, and someone is recording as the incident was happening. Story is we collect various informations through various sources, and then we record it later. So that is called story, Purana. So that is a major difference between these two concepts. Now, beginning of the story, this Ramayana has got 24,000 verses, and it's all composed in Sanskrit. The beginning of the story, what happens? So let us go through that, and then that is the gist of the entire story, and then we will go to our text, Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. The beginning of story, the imagine, like a movie. Okay, so the stays Valmiki is a hermit. He is the author, and he went to take bath in a river called Tamasa, and he reached the ford of a river. Ford means a place, a cross river where the water is shallow. Shallow means not deep. People can dip inside. He wanted to take a dip in the water, and as he was as he was bathing, he was enjoying the vast, expansive, scenic pictures of that entire forest. And there, this holy Valmiki saw a couple of Karlus. Karlus is a bird. Crauncha in Sanskrit. Karlus in English. So he saw that in the vicinity of that river foreshore. And they were together intimately and then cooing charmingly. While this was happening, at the same time, a hunter with an evil intent shot an arrow towards that bird. Mm-hmm. And that arrow killed the male bird. One very forceful shot. And this scene, Valmiki was looking at, and he saw that the male bird was slain on ground, reeling with blood-covered wings. Then the female bird was in wail, and on being separated from its partner. So then, on seeing the wailing of the female bird, out of compassion, our Valmiki, and also he was perceiving the killing of the male bird as an unjust, the sage uttered a very important verse. That is the beginning. That verse is actually heart of the whole Ramayana. So the verse is, I read it in Sanskrit. Ma nishada pratishtam tvam agamaga shashvati samaga yat krauncha mitunad ekam abadihi kama mohita. So the meaning of this is, it is actually Valmiki is cursing that hunter. Is cursing the hunter. Then the meaning of this is, O violent hunter, by which reason you have killed one bird of the couple? When it was infatuated by passion, for that reason you will never get a state of rest for everlasting years to come. So he is literally cursing the hunter that he will not have peace for the rest of his life. And because he was carried away by that compassion of the wail of the female bird, he agreed. Then this holy sage was thinking about this utterance of the verse, and he was totally disturbed because he composed this first verse in this way, and that seems to be a curse on somebody. And he was contemplating on the purport of this utterance while he was taking his bath, and he was a bit confused. Why did I utter my first literary work in a form of a curse.
Mm.
Though the incident was hurtful, but his anger made him to utter this way, because the sage is supposed to see everything in its normal way. And it's the duty of the hunter to kill something and eat. So he is doing his duty. So, but this, moved by the emotion, Valmiki uttered this bitter verse. Then he was confused. He returns to his hermitage with his um, student. His name is Bharadwaj. So Bharadwaj also was thinking, how could we rephrase this and try to understand in a different way. Then meanwhile, the Lord Brahma comes, the creator. And creator means suddenly Einstein or President Biden visits our home. And you hear a knock and you open the door and President Biden is there. Something like that. So he was surprised to see Lord Brahma appearing. And then he welcomed him. And then Lord Brahma said, see, don't worry, I know your state of mind. You are confused about your utterance, the purport of that utterance. So Brahma says, it's due to me. You were made to tell like this. So my wife is Saraswati. Brahma's wife is Saraswati, the goddess of knowledge. So without her grace, nobody can say anything. So he is giving hope. Don't worry, we will rephrase it and understand it in a different way. We are not going to change even one single word of that verse, but it has got another meaning, a beautiful meaning. That same verse, which is meant as a curse, will be like a thesaurus. We have a different meaning, and then we will make it as a meaning of glory, a meaning of praise about Ramachandra, who will be incarnating very soon. And then Brahma says that you will be the author to write his life story. So the meaning is changed. The same words, the meaning is changed. What is the meaning? Oh, the abode of goddess Lakshmi, namely, O Vishnu, by which act of your killing one male demon named Ravana, who in his passion abducted Sita, and thus you eradicated the vice from the earth. For that you get an everlasting divine sanctity as Rama for ages to come. So that everlasting curse is now turned into an everlasting divine sanctity. So this verse is actually encompasses that 7 sections of Ramayana. So we usually say 6 plus 1. So why 6? Actually, it ends with 6. Then later it was added. The 7th one was added later. So the 6 verses, 6 sections plus 1. So that I will repeat that Sanskrit verse. Ma Nishada, that 2 words, it represents the goddess Lakshmi and Vishnu. That encompasses the Bala Kanda. That's the first section of Ramayana. Then Pratishtam from Agamaha. Agama means come. Come as an obedient son. That particular verses talks as means as come as an obedient son, which talks about the Ayodhya Kanda. Then Shashvati Samaha, eradicating demons and protecting sages. So that Ramachandra did during Aranya Kanda. While he was wandering in the forest, he destroyed many demons to protect the sages. Then yet krauncha mitunad ekam avadihi. So that is the meaning of that is unjust and passionate one is killed. Unjust and passionate one is killed. So that this particular verse encompasses three sections, which is Kishkinda Kanda, Sundara Kanda, and Yuddha Kanda. In these three kandas, Rama kills Vali, and then in Sundara Kanda, he kills the entire the sons of the Ravana. One son is killed, and his entire city is put on fire by Rama. And then Yuddha Kanda, then all people are killed, even including Ravana. So Ravana, one who abducts the Sita. The story is Ravana abducts the Rama's wife. So the unjust and passionate one is killed. Then the last is Kama Mohitam. The Kama Mohitam is desire to be with someone. So Sita, after the killing of Ravana, they all returned to Ayodhya, and Sita had a desire to be with wife of sages. So that happens in the seventh section. So it comes as Uttarakanda. So Ma Nishada Pratishtam Tvam Agamaga Sarshvati Samaha Yat Krauncha Mitunad Ekam Avadihi Kama Mohitam is the full Ramayana is encompassed in these two verses. And later Brahma gives solace and hope for the Valmiki to write this epic, and then he leaves Valmiki and he blesses him with saying that Yavat Stasyanti Girayaga Saratischa Mahitale Tavad Ramayana Katha Lokeshu Pracharishyati. The meaning of this is, as long as the mountains and even rivers flourish on the surface of the earth, so long the legend of Ramayana will flourish in the world. And he bless. So as long as the world exists, Ramayana also will exist. So both are eternally and inseparable from the Lord. So, and this is and Brahma leaves back to his abode. So with this, the story ends. But it's a very big story, a very interesting story. Everyone should read, at least see that movies have come in various forms. So people should understand what exactly Ramayana conveys to our life. In fact, Ramayana is celebrated not only in India, in other countries also, in Thailand, Cambodia, and other countries, Asian countries. They literally celebrate Ramayana in their own way. So let us recap the previous class. So here, Sri Ramakrishna divides the aspirants into 4 classes, which we saw in the last class. So that is one bounded by the fetters of the world. So like people say, I don't want law, I don't have time for God and all other temple business. They are more into worldly acquisitions. And there is one category. The second category is the seekers after liberation, like all of us who wants to read the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, who want to discuss about Ramakrishna, and other sages who wants to go to mosque, temple, participate in all the ritual and faith services. So seekers after liberation. And the third category is liberated. Sri Ramakrishna says liberated. Liberated are the perfect ones. Liberated, yesterday they were bound. Today they got enlightenment. And they live with us like sages, monks, and saints who live along with us. Ever perfect, the perfected one. And then ever free. Sri Ramakrishna call it as Nitya Siddhas in the gospel, ever free. And Ramakrishna also celebrates the glory of the liberated souls. The liberated souls or he says, who are the liberated souls? Sadhus and Mahatmas. Mahatma means who are having um, a broader like kind of embracement, who embrace people with all love and affection, Mahatmas, and who are not entangled in the worldly state. So who doesn't want to hear about worldly matters, all the time focused on God. They're totally against lust and gold. And their minds are free from worldliness. And they all the time think about God. And besides, they meditate on the lotus feet of God. These are all the traits listed by Sri Ramakrishna on the liberated souls. So liberated souls are also celebrated in Gita. They are called jnanis. Jnanis are those who concentrate on God, concentrate on God realization and nothing else. So how do we understand focusing on God? How do we understand focusing on God? So there's one small incident in Mahabharata. Now from Ramayana, we are jumping to Mahabharata. In Mahabharata, there is a character called Dronacharya. Dronacharya is a teacher of the Pandavas. Again, that is another epic, very big epic. So I'm just going into, trying to take some incidents and trying to, put in relevant to this concept. So Dronacharya was passing in a town, in a big city, and it was night time, and he spot a boy, a young fellow, and in the night he was practicing archery. It was no light, and he was trying to practicing archery. And Dronacharya is the archery teacher, and he saw this boy, the way he was holding the bow, and the way he was directing the arrow, and the way he was trying to execute that archery skills, made him astounded. And he thought, oh, this fellow is my apt student, so let me speak to him. So who is that boy? Arjuna is the one. Then Arjuna obediently received Drona and introduced himself that he is the son of Pandu, the king. So he was a prince. So he took him to his great grandfather Bhishma. The Bhishma already knew Drona, so they embraced each other. And our Bhishma said, "Okay, Drona, sir, you please teach my great grandchildren the archery skills." So all the boys were handed over to the teacher. The teacher started this training next day. So then the teacher gave a test. The test is, he took a bird doll, not real bird, doll, and he placed it on the top of the tree. And the test is, they have to shoot the arrow exactly on the eye of the bird, not on any other body. The arrow should hit the eye of the bird. The bird is placed very far, on the very top of a very big tree. Then first, Duryodhana was given. Duryodhana is a half brother of Arjuna. So is in fact he is like a leader and dominating person. So he said, gave to Duryodhana. So Duryodhana, please come and you aim the eye of the bird. Then he was ready to shoot. Then Drona, the teacher Drona, stopped. Wait. Do you see the tree? He says, yes, I can see the tree. Do you see the branches? Yes, I can see the branches. Do you see the leaves? Yes, I can see the leaves. Do you see the bird? Yes, I see the bird. Then immediately said, stop, you are ineligible. You cannot shoot the arrow. So please leave. Then he was confused. What do you mean? I could see everything. How come he is telling me not to shoot? So he has to obey the teacher. So he left. Then Bhima came. Same question, same answer. Bhima also was asked to leave. Then his able student Arjuna came. Then Drona asked, do you see the tree? No. He answered no. Do you see branches? No. Do you see leaves? No. Do you see the bird? No. Do you see the eye of the bird? He said, yes. I see only the eye of the bird, nothing else. Then Drona said, yes, now you shoot. The target, if one shot of Arjuna hit the eye of the bird and the doll bird fell. So the story here is, that is what Sri Ramakrishna says. First you say neti neti, then say that the world doesn't exist. You just subtract all the things out of your life and focus only on God. That is what he is trying to say. So while we are focusing on that target, we have to negate everything, one after. Then when we hit the target, then you see that all the tree, leaves, everything is going to be in organic unity of non-duality. So that is the message which Drona is trying to say to Arjuna. So while we are focusing, we have to focus only on that and leave away all other things. So such a person is called liberated or jnani. So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna celebrates that character. Tesham jnani nitya yuktaha eka bhaktir vishishyate priyo hi jnanino atyartam aham sachama priya. So he beautifully says, amongst these aspirants, that the four aspirants, I consider the jnani as a person who is very dear to me, and in fact they are my soul. He says that way. They are my soul, and he says because they are steadfastly devoted to me, and I am very dear to them, and they are also very dear to me. And then he continues immediately, Udara sarva evaite jnani tu atma eva me matam astita sahi yuktatma mam eva anuttamam gati. So he also says that I cannot live without them. He says that my life is dependent on them. He says the Lord's life is dependent on the devotee. So here we need to understand that it is not that the Lord is dependent on the devotee. The intimacy, love of bhakti, the glory of bhakti, that devotees must also love God, and God also must love us. And we need to make ourselves a worthy person to be loved by God by following all the Sri Ramakrishna used to say. We'll say later how to make ourselves eligible for God to love us. So there is a Chadana Chatushtaya of Sri Ramakrishna. Shankaracharya also has Chadana Chatushtaya, but we will discuss what is the Chadana Chatushtaya of Ramakrishna. So before we go, I will tell you the story how the Lord is loving us. It happened in our when a devotee has that communication with God, then we have the firm belief that God is continuously communicating to us in every matter. That is the aspirant's skill, or a skilled aspirant, or you can say a very profound aspirant. It happened in our Swami Gambhiranandaji's life. So Gambhiranandaji is the 11th president of our order, a great scholar, a Sanskrit scholar who translated most of our literature from Bengali to English, and he was very close with Sister Gargi. You know that Mary Louise Bird. He was very close with her. So Gambhiranandaji once visited our Mysore ashram. Mysore is the one of the state and also city in southern western India. It is on the Arabian Sea side. So when
Bangalore ashram, not Mysore ashram. Mysore is not on the coast.
It is okay somewhere that, I mean, that side.
South of
west, on the
just south of Bangalore.
South of Bangalore, and it is on the Arabian side, that side of the map. It's not a coastal, as he said, it is not a coastal city, a town. So he was a president of the order, and he visited Mysore to give his blessings to the devotees. And the devotee there, the devotees wanted to take him to the temple, Chamundeshwari temple. One beautiful temple on the hilltop dedicated to Mother Durga. The beautiful temple. So Gambhiranandaji was, they decided, okay, let's go and have the vision of Mother. So arrangements were made, and that time Gambhiranandaji was not, physically strong, and also he had some vision problem. So, but in India, most of our temples are packed with people all the time. Even now you go, it is in fact 3 times more than what he the time when he visited. So the people took him inside the temple, and they approached the sanctorum, and it was packed with people, and it is a small temple, in fact, not a very large temple like as available in southern India. So he used binoculars to see the Mother Goddess, and they performed arati, waving of lights, and he was using the binoculars. This happened in 81, something like that, 1981. You could 81 or 82, those year, in that year. So Maharaj, actually President Maharaj passed away in 88, I think, 88 or 1988 something. So then he had the darshan of, we call it as darshan. Darshan means he has finished that puja or worship, and he was made to come back to his car, and the car is now driving back towards Mysore. Maybe half an hour or that is the distance between our ashrama to that temple. 45 minutes, something like that. And the devotee volunteer who arranged all this, he asked very humbly to Swamiji, Swami, have you had the darshan? Did you had it heartfelt? Did you see the Mother clearly? Please tell me, Swami. Then Swamiji was quiet. He didn't say anything. But it looks like that he did not have the clear vision of the Mother. But he replied, no matter whether I have seen or not, Mother would have seen me. So I don't worry whether I saw her or not, but Mother has definitely seen me. So that way I am happy. So this is what that when in Krishna says that I cannot be without them, without those devotees. In fact, my survival depends on such devotee. So this is the meaning of that. So though Swami did not see, but mother has definitely saw Gambhiranandaji plus. So that is the main message in that incident. So now we go to the gospel. So we are in the first chapter, master and disciple, page 86, last paragraph. So I will read from the gospel. Suppose a net has been cast into a lake to catch fish. These are all our Sri Ramakrishna's way of saying. So he will go to a very rural anecdotes and allegories, and he will say, because he likes to talk about fish and fishermen, and because they were all living in the banks of Ganges. So that was very common scene in those days in Kolkata, because many fishermen go to Ganges to fish, produce, to increase the production of in the fish market. So some fish were so clever that they were never caught in the net. They are like the ever free, but most of the fish are entangled in the net. Here, Ramakrishna is saying how the aspirants, the four types of aspirants, behave in this world. So he is comparing them to fish. So some of them try to free themselves from it, and they are like those who seek liberation. But not all the fish that struggle succeed. Very few do jump out of the net, making a big splash in the water. Then the fisherman shout, "Look, there goes a big one." But most of the fish caught in the net cannot escape, nor do they make any effort to get out. On the contrary, they burrow into the mud with the net in their mouths and lie there quietly thinking, "We need not fear anymore. We are quite safe here." But the poor things do not know that the fishermen will drag them out with the net, and these are like the men bound to the world. So, very clear way of presentation how the aspirants who are bound to the world think that they can attain peace, happiness, all kinds of divine auspicious qualities if they dwell in the worldly acquisitions. They think they are safe, but one day this world will deceive them, and this one day this world is going to thrash them and put them or dump them into in a dustbin. So that they don't know. They feel, I'm happy. Whatever I think it's happening for me, I'm happy. So and I get whatever I want in this world. So this is the security they feel, but that is not security at all. One day, like the fisherman, draws the net, all these fish will be collected, and we will be again get into the cycle of birth and death. So Ramakrishna says this: the bound souls are tied to the worldly by the fetters of lust and gold. Here they say woman and gold, but I don't want to use the word woman because let us take it as lust and gold. So they are bound hand and foot, thinking that woman and gold, lust and gold will make them happy and give them security. They do not realize that it will lead them to annihilation. When a man thus bound to the world is about to die, with he says one beautiful anecdote. When a man thus bound to the world is about to die, his wife asks, "You are about to go. but what have you done for me? So again, such is his attachment to the things of the world that when he sees the lamp burning brightly, he says, dim the light. So too much oil is being used and he is on his deathbed. The person is dying, he is more concerned about his electricity bill, his utility bills. So there's another story. One of our friend was dying in the deathbed. Then he called all his family members, and he's like a hospice. You can say hospice, right? So then he called all his family members to bid to say final goodbye to all. Then he asked, "Is there wife? Is my wife there in my friend?" He can't see also. And then the wife answered, "Yes, I am there, dear." Then he asked, "Is my son there in my friend?" Then the son replied, "Yes, dad, I am there." Then the daughter. Then he asked, "Is my daughter there in front of me?" "Yes, Papa, I am there in front of you." "What about my grandchildren? Everybody is there in front of you." The wife replies. Then later he said, "If all of you were here, then who will look after my shop in the market?" So then the sales will go down. If all of you are here, then we won't be making money for today. So he is more concerned about his money, his materialistic nature, and he doesn't want to give up that habit. He doesn't want to think about God. All the time engrossed in calculation, profit, loss, income, expense. These are all the traits of the worldly people. We have to check ourselves. We can also be like that. So we need to correct all these. See, Ramakrishna is presenting very lucidly to all of us to correct ourselves because the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna is a book for an exercise book for us, where it's a workbook for us. We need to use it to manifest our divinity, to become intelligent. No way we are going to drown or become stupid or idiots. We will be intelligent people. That is the aim of Sri Ramakrishna. So the bound souls never think of God. If they get any leisure, they indulge in idle gossip and foolish talk, or they engage in fruitless work. If you ask one of them the reason, he answers, "Oh, I cannot keep still, so I am making a hedge." What when time hangs heavy on their hands, they perhaps start playing cards. There was a deep silence in the room. Now, very important topic. We are entering into an important conversation. So now, what is the help for the people who lead their life with day-to-day activities? That we all go to work. We have to earn money. We are employed. We have duties to fulfill. Every day we have duties as a employer, as a father, as a friend, as a mother, as a brother, and as a responsible citizen of this world, this country, this Portland. We need to do all our duties. So how to deal with this? So a devotee asks, "Sir, is there no help then for such a worldly person?" Because worldly people are all focused on this. No doubt. It's a fact of life. So then Sri Ramakrishna replied, "Certainly there is." He is not telling us to give up any of our work. We continue our works. So that is the main meaning of Rama. Because Sri Ramakrishna says who came as Rama and Krishna is together as Ramakrishna. So he is not telling us to give away the work. We have to work in the way we are supposed to work in this world based on our status. But then he is telling us, certainly there is. From time to time, he should live in the company of holy men first. First criteria, so or advice, that is, one should live in the company of holy men or holy women, I would say holy person, and then from time to time go into solitude to meditate on God. Second. Third, furthermore, he should practice discrimination. Third. Fourth, pray to God. Pray to God with full faith. Give me truth and devotion. Then once a person has faith, he has achieved everything. There is nothing greater than faith. Now the faith is a substratum for these four things. The four dishes are served on this plate called faith. Sri Ramakrishna says that. The faith should be added on all these four. One should have faith. That's very important. Whatever we do, one should have faith. Now, Shankaracharya, this is called fourfold instructions. He says, Shankaracharya says as Chadana Chatushtaya. So, an aspirant should have these four qualities, eligible qualities, to practice the devotion or knowledge, or Vedanta, you can say, the highest realization or God realization. One should have four. First, he says discrimination between eternal and non-eternal. Viveka, he calls it as Viveka. Second, renunciation of the enjoyment of the fruits of our day-to-day activities. That is, we have to do the work. Only the fruits we have to offer it to the Lord. He calls it as Vairagya, dispassion. Viveka is discrimination, first one. Second is Vairagya as dispassion. Third is, he talks about the sixfold controlling techniques. We call it as Uparati. So that is, I'm not going to go into detail about Shankaracharya. Then it will become a different subject. Then the fourth one is intense yearning for liberation, God realization. So that's called Mumukshutva. So we have three: Viveka, discrimination; Vairagya, dispassion; and Uparati is cessation of the mind. That means focusing on mind towards God. The fourth is the yearning, that is the liberation. So fourfold means, you can say, as per Shankaracharya. Now, Sri Ramakrishna's fourfold means is just now we saw, that is the holy company. Third is solitude, to meditate on God. Third is discrimination. And fourth is prayer to God, which is with faith and devotion. So fourfold of Sri Ramakrishna. Now, what is this fourfold? It is nothing but transforming the self-assertion to self-effacement in God. Or you can say divinity. Some may not like God concept. They like the word consciousness. Nowadays, the consciousness is very important thing. But one has to understand what exactly consciousness means. Actually, consciousness means it derived from the Latin word. Consciousness means to know. That is the exact meaning. And there's another meaning is consciousness is the one which actually separates one from the another. That is very important meaning. So, consciousness is derived from the Latin word. I don't know what they pronounce, that particular root of that word. It means to know. First meaning. Second meaning is it is an application to separate one thing from another. When you apply your consciousness on one particular concept, you are trying to separate that concept, dissect the concept to understand the meaning, deep meaning of that. That is what consciousness means. So that is very important. So how to use the word consciousness, we need to understand. Consciousness means it's not Brahman alone, but again it goes into a deep meaning, whether we can correctly use the word consciousness for Brahman. Now, self-assertion means we run headlong in pursuits of after pleasure, but what we receive is blows from nature, and then it turns away into disappointments and disgust, and we blame the world. Oh, the world is all the time, is there only to torture me. It is like the world is like a sweet coating on the bitterness. So I am being tortured by this world. World is there only to give me troubles in my life. So we are very happy to blame the external environment and all the ambience, and we always curse the world. Now that is called, and we focus all the time on I suffer. I'm tired of this world. I'm tired of this life. This life is miserable. So we develop all kinds of negative complaints against the world with us. Then so we need to shift from this little noisy I to the supreme soul that ensouls it. This is what we mean by shifting from self assertion to self effacement in God. So what happens in self effacement? There also you will suffer. There also you will feel the life is miserable. But that misery and suffer is for God. You will feel proud of that suffering. It is absolutely turns into, I'm happy to suffer for others. We say that. Jesus did that. Many saints and seers did that. If it is there is the welfare of this world, if I'm being suffered for, then I'm happy to suffer for that. The mother sacrifices for her children. Then father sacrifice, takes up all the hardships for the welfare of his family. There also hardships are there, but that hardships gives him lots of peace. So that is what we mean by self-effacement in God. Self-assertion to self-effacement. So Sri Ramakrishna says first holy company. Holy company is, what is the time? We have 7 minutes. Holy company talks about karma yoga. Ramakrishna, as I said, 4 Chadana Chatushtaya. First is holy company. Holy company is karma yoga. So anyone what do you mean by holy company? Not the people who are wearing this kind of saffron dress and talking. No, that is one side. But anyone who is helping us to develop a positive idea and make us to live a righteous life, that such company is a holy company. And our characters are devised by our company in form of family and friends. So if such friends give us a positive ideas, give us a positiveness in our life to move towards righteousness, divinity, and helping us to manifest our good nature, such company is a holy company. And also holy company are the people who are ready to sacrifice for the welfare of the people, not absolutely being unselfish. When we are with such company, we will also automatically, spontaneously, we will be doing all these things. This is nothing but karma yoga, The mode of this work, of these kinds of works, teaches how to obtain the knowledge of God. This is beautifully elucidated in the 5th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, which is the which talks about the holy company. Second, he talks about the solitude to meditate on God. That is why we have retreat centers. That is why we have monasteries. So we humbly invite people to come and meditate in our shrine and in our retreat centers. Go once in a while in solitude, at least half a day. Get away from your family and go to a very secluded place. We have our beautiful shrines, Mother's shrine, Ramakrishna's shrine, or any god and goddess which you would feel favorable. We have shrines there. Go and meditate at least. Think, I am your son. Ramakrishna says, you are my mother, and I am your instrument. You are the operator. Such concepts should be taught in solitude. So this is what we call yoga abhyasa. That is absolutely Raja Yoga, which is elucidated in Bhagavad Gita in the 6th chapter. So we finished 5th chapter and 6th chapter. Then he talks about the practice of discrimination. That is his famous quotation, God alone is real, the world is unreal. This is exactly how that Arjuna was focusing on that bird eye. So when we are focusing on God, we need to God for any matter, anything for that matter. While we are driving, we cannot read a book. While we are driving, we cannot watch movie. Driver cannot watch. Passengers can watch. Driver cannot watch. And he has to concentrate on the road. So at that time, even he or she will not attend calls when he is on the busy street. So the focus is safety and an achievement of target. So here the world is illusion. We need to keep the world in an illusion domain, because it means that the world will be ever changing, and we should not allow this world matters as a disturbance towards our target. The world will disturb us because it is keep on changing. Our target is not changing. So we need to get these distractions out. So, and this is the practice of discrimination, which is elucidated in 7th to 9th chapter, which is called Jnana Yoga and Vijnana Yoga in the Bhagavad Gita. Then finally, Sri Ramakrishna says, pray to God with absolute faith and devotion, elucidated in the 12th chapter, Bhakti Yoga. So actually, our Bhagavad Gita ends with 12th chapter. So first, it is divided into three sixes, except the first 1 to 6 chapter, then 7th to 12th chapter, then 13th to 18th chapter. So 13th to 18th chapter deals mostly with what was left what was left in the previous two six excerpt in detail. That is discussed in the last 6 chapters from 13th to 18th. So at this stage, what happens is, when you come to the praying stage where you develop complete devotion, so the center of reference and our love shifts from the individual soul into the cosmic self enshrined in the hearts of all beings. So from contraction we expand. So we were in a contract stage, and when we are when we have this devotion, the devotion will make us to expand. Our love will expand. Our selfishness will expand. When selfishness expands, it becomes unselfishness. So with this, we will complete today's class. Om Mangalam Deshikendraya Vinam Chakravartine Parashakti Swarupinyai Devyai Matre Chamangalam Sarve Jana Sukino Bhavantu Samasta San Mangalani Bhavantu. Let all people be happy and let all auspiciousness prevail in all of us. Om Tat Sat.
We will end with our regular bhajan.
Getting the lamp.
Okay.
Kathima, you can use candles next time.
She brought something special.
Okay.
She brought the real thing.
Use candle, no problem. Even in our shrine, we use candle.
So what do I just go to the
That is easy. One candle is
Okay. Gaho re Jaya Jaya Rama Krishna. Gaho re Jaya Jaya Rama Krishna. Ajiye Shubha Dina Miliye Bhakat Jana. Ajiye Shubha Dina Miliye Bhakat Jana. Gaho Gaho Rama Krishna Nam. Gaho re Jaya Jaya Rama Krishna Nam. Gaho re Jaya Jaya Rama Krishna Nam. Rama Krishna Name, Rama Krishna Preme, Rama Krishna Name, Rama Krishna Preme, Matiya Utag Dhara Dham. Gaho re Jaya Jaya Rama Krishna Nam. Gaho re Jaya Jaya Rama Krishna Nam. Harite Bhubhar Prema Avatar. Harite Bhubhar Prema Avatar. Prabhu Rama Krishna Gunadham. Gaho re Jaya Jaya Rama Krishna Nam. Gaho re Jaya Jaya Rama Krishna Nam. Jai Rama Jai Krishna Vishwa Guru Rama Krishna. Jai Rama Jai Krishna Vishwa Guru Rama Krishna. Ekadhare Shama Shiva Sham. Gaho re Jaya Jaya Rama Krishna Na. Gaho re Jaya Jaya Rama Krishna Na. Jai Shri Guru Maharaj Ji ki. Jai Shri Mahamai ki. Jai. Jai Shri Swamiji Maharaj Ji ki. Jai. Jai Shri Shri Durga Mai ki. Jai. Jai Bolo Ramachandra Prabhu Ji ki. Jai. जय श्री सीता माई की जय. जय बोलो बजरंग बली की.
Om ओम ब्रह्मार्पणं
ब्रह्महविः ब्रह्माग्नौ ब्रह्मणाहुतं ब्रह्मैव तेन गन्तव्यं ब्रह्मकर्म समाधिना हरिः ओम तत्सत्।